Have you ever wondered what happens when reality collides with the impossible? When a 15-year-old runaway's journey intersects with a man who can speak to cats? Welcome to the mesmerizing world of Haruki Murakami's Kafka on the Shore, where the boundaries between dreams and reality dissolve into something far more extraordinary than either could be alone. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most acclaimed novels of the 21st century, a book that has captivated millions of readers worldwide and continues to spark intense debates about its meaning and significance. This isn't just another book summary, this is your complete guide to understanding a literary masterpiece that defies conventional storytelling and challenges everything you think you know about modern fiction. Published in 2002, Kafka on the Shore represents Haruki Murakami at his most ambitious and imaginative. This novel seamlessly weaves together two seemingly unrelated storylines that gradually converge in ways that will leave you questioning the very nature of reality itself. Murakami, already established as Japan's most internationally recognized contemporary author, created something unprecedented here, a work that functions simultaneously as a coming-of-age story, a metaphysical thriller, and a profound meditation on memory, identity, and the human condition. The novel's title references Franz Kafka, the master of surreal literature, but Murakami transforms this homage into something entirely his own. Unlike Kafka's often claustrophobic and nightmarish worlds, Murakami's Shore represents a liminal space where transformation becomes possible, where characters can transcend their circumstances through courage and self-discovery. What makes this book particularly remarkable is how Murakami balances the fantastical with the deeply human. While cats engage in philosophical conversations and portals to alternate dimensions open in hidden libraries, the emotional core remains grounded in universal experiences of loneliness, searching for belonging, and the desperate need to forge one's own identity against overwhelming odds. The novel operates on multiple levels simultaneously, offering readers both an accessible adventure story and a complex literary puzzle that rewards careful analysis and multiple readings. Kafka on the Shore alternates between two distinct narrative threads that initially seem completely unconnected. The first follows Kafka Tamura, a remarkably mature 15-year-old who runs away from his Tokyo home to escape his tyrannical father and a disturbing family curse. Armed with little more than determination and a few thousand yen, Kafka seeks refuge in a private library in Takamatsu, where he encounters the enigmatic librarian Oshima and the mysterious older woman known only as Miss Seki. The second storyline centers on Nakata, an elderly man who possesses an extraordinary ability to communicate with cats, a gift that emerged after a traumatic childhood incident during World War II left him unable to read or write. When Nakata becomes involved in searching for a missing cat named Goma, he inadvertently becomes entangled in a supernatural mystery involving the eccentric Johnny Walker, a man who murders cats to harvest their souls for a sinister purpose. As these parallel narratives unfold, Murakami gradually reveals the deeper connections between these characters and their respective journeys. Kafka's quest for independence and identity mirrors Nakata's reluctant hero's journey. While both men grapple with forces beyond their comprehension, the novel explores themes of fate versus free will, the power of memory and forgetting, and the ways in which our past traumas shape our present reality. The story builds toward a climactic convergence where the metaphysical and the mundane collide, forcing both protagonists to confront their deepest fears and make choices that will determine not only their own futures, but potentially the fate of reality itself. Through it all, Murakami maintains a signature blend of the magical and the melancholy, creating a reading experience that is both deeply satisfying and hauntingly ambiguous. The novel's central events unfold across 6 major sequences that demonstrate Murakami's masterful storytelling and thematic development. The opening sequence establishes Kafka's desperate escape from his father's house, a moment that sets the entire narrative in motion. Kafka's father, a famous sculptor, has cursed his son with a twisted version of the Oedipal prophecy, predicting that Kafka will murder his father and sleep with his mother and sister. This curse becomes the driving force behind Kafka's journey, as he struggles to forge his own destiny while fighting against seemingly inevitable fate. The second major event occurs when Nakata encounters Johnny Walker, a demonic figure who captures cats to steal their souls. This confrontation reveals the supernatural undercurrents that will define the novel's second half. Johnny Walker, who claims to be searching for a special cat that will allow him to create a flute capable of collecting souls, represents the dark forces that seek to drain the world of its essential life force. Nakata's decision to stop Johnny Walker, despite his gentle nature, marks his transformation from passive observer to active participant in a cosmic struggle. The discovery of the entrance stone becomes the third crucial event, triggered by Nakata's confrontation with Johnny Walker. This mysterious portal, which appears as an ordinary stone to most people, serves as a gateway between worlds. When the stone is opened, it unleashes supernatural phenomena, including strange storms, fish, and leech rain, and temporal distortions that affect the entire region. The opening of this portal represents the moment when the barriers between reality and the unconscious mind begin to collapse. Kafka's deepening relationship with Miss Psyche forms the fourth major sequence, as he discovers that she may be connected to his past in ways he never imagined. Miss Psyche, who appears to be living simultaneously in the present and in memories of her youth, becomes both a mother figure and a romantic interest for Kafka. Their relationship embodies the novel's central theme of time's fluidity and the ways in which past and present can become indistinguishable. The fifth major event involves Kafka's journey into the forest and his discovery of the two soldiers who have been lost since World War II. This sequence represents Kafka's descent into the unconscious mind, where he must confront his deepest fears and desires. The forest serves as a liminal space where normal rules don't apply, and where Kafka can potentially transcend the limitations of his ordinary existence. The novel's climax occurs when Kafka must choose between remaining in the alternate world he has discovered or returning to face his responsibilities in the ordinary world. This choice represents the ultimate test of his character and his commitment to growth and self-determination. Similarly, Nakata's journey reaches its culmination as he works to close the portal he inadvertently opened, requiring him to make the ultimate sacrifice to restore balance to the world. The resolution brings both storylines together in a way that reveals their hidden connections while maintaining the novel's essential mystery. Kafka's return to the ordinary world represents his successful navigation of the journey from adolescence to adulthood, while Nakata's sacrifice demonstrates the power of selfless action to transform both individual lives and the larger world. The first major lesson from Kafka on the Shore concerns the nature of fate and free will. Murakami suggests that while we cannot escape the circumstances of our birth or the traumas of our past, we retain the power to choose how we respond to these challenges. Kafka's struggle against his father's curse demonstrates that even when forces seem to be conspiring against us, we can still forge our own path through courage and determination. This theme resonates particularly strongly in our current era, where many people feel overwhelmed by circumstances beyond their control. The second key insight involves the transformative power of literature and imagination. Throughout the novel, books serve as portals to alternate realities and sources of wisdom that help characters navigate their challenges. Kafka's refuge in the library represents more than just physical shelter. It symbolises the way that literature can provide emotional and spiritual sanctuary. This message holds particular relevance for readers seeking meaning and connection in an increasingly fragmented world. The third takeaway centres on the importance of mentorship and intergenerational relationships. Oshima's guidance of Kafka and the various ways older characters support younger ones throughout the novel demonstrate how wisdom passes from one generation to the next. These relationships show that growth and development require both individual effort and community support, a lesson that applies to personal development, professional success, and spiritual growth. The fourth lesson concerns the nature of memory and its relationship to identity. Characters like Miss Psyche and Nakata demonstrate how traumatic experiences can fracture our sense of self, but also how healing and integration remain possible even after devastating losses. This insight offers hope for readers dealing with their own traumatic experiences and suggests that recovery is always possible, even when it seems impossible. The fifth major takeaway involves the power of ordinary people to effect extraordinary change. Nakata's transformation from a simple childlike man to a cosmic hero demonstrates that heroism doesn't require special abilities or dramatic circumstances. Instead, it emerges from the willingness to act with compassion and courage when faced with moral choices. This message empowers readers to recognize their own potential for positive impact. The sixth insight concerns the fluidity of time and the interconnectedness of all experiences. Murakami's treatment of time as non-linear and cyclical suggests that our past, present, and future are all simultaneously accessible, and that healing often requires revisiting and reintegrating difficult experiences. This perspective can help readers develop a more nuanced understanding of their own life journeys. The seventh lesson involves the importance of accepting mystery and ambiguity rather than demanding simple answers. The novel's deliberately unresolved questions teach us that some aspects of existence cannot be fully explained or controlled, and that wisdom often involves learning to live comfortably with uncertainty. This acceptance of mystery can lead to greater peace and resilience in facing life's challenges. The eighth takeaway concerns the power of sacrifice and selfless action. Multiple characters throughout the novel demonstrate how personal sacrifice can lead to transformation and healing, both for themselves and for others. This message challenges readers to consider how their own actions might serve purposes larger than immediate self-interest. The ninth key insight involves the relationship between the individual and the collective unconscious. Murakami suggests that our personal struggles are connected to larger patterns and forces that affect all humanity. This perspective can help readers understand their own challenges within a broader context and find meaning in their individual experiences. The 10th and final lesson concerns the ongoing nature of growth and transformation. The novel's ending suggests that development is not a destination, but a continuous process that requires ongoing commitment and courage. This insight encourages readers to embrace change and continue growing throughout their lives. Kafka on the Shore stands as one of the most significant literary achievements of our time, a novel that successfully bridges the gap between popular fiction and serious literature while offering profound insight into the human condition. Murakami has created a work that operates simultaneously as an entertaining adventure story and a deep meditation on the nature of reality, identity, and transformation. The novel's lasting impact lies in its ability to make the extraordinary feel both magical and inevitable. By grounding fantastical elements in recognizable human emotions and experiences, Murakami creates a reading experience that feels both escapist and deeply relevant to our daily lives. The book's themes of personal growth, the power of literature, and the importance of community resonance particularly strongly in our current cultural moment. Perhaps most importantly, Kafka on the Shore demonstrates that great literature can still surprise and challenge us while remaining accessible and engaging. It proves that readers hunger for stories that respect their intelligence while providing emotional satisfaction. In an era of increasing fragmentation and disconnection, Murakami offers a vision of wholeness and possibility that continues to inspire readers worldwide. This masterpiece reminds us that the most profound truths often emerge from the intersection of the realistic and the impossible, and that the best stories help us navigate the mysterious shore between who we are and who we might become.